Hello REF. I want to start off by thanking you again for considering my large grant, Listen Up, and bringing reading to life. Who are my students? I teach at North Rockford Middle School. I'm a 6th grade teacher. I teach on the Forces of Nature magnet. It consists of 50 6th graders. 10 of those students are with IEPs or 504s. Those accommodations are for them through the IEPs and 504s. Our small group testing, we do that for distractions, ADD, ADHD, those types of things. Many tests are read aloud, some extra time needed, and then the accommodations for testing tend to be classroom accommodations, accommodations on the NWEA test, and also MSTEP. Room 13 specifically, our reading requirements for English language arts, they are to read 10 books throughout the school year, each one in a different genre, 10 total. The most popular genre these kids with the IEPs and 504s tend to gravitate to are graphic novels. Some of the harder genres for these students are the classics or traditional literature, science fiction, and also fantasy. But really it comes down to the student's preference. Who teaches these students? Myself, I'm Allie McDuffie. I have a master's in differentiation and I teach the ELA social studies classes. Our special ed teacher for our magnet who does our team teaching for math and ELA is Jamie Dondat with over 20 years experience. And Dan Dirksen, who also teaches our math and science classes. All three of us are willing and trying to do anything and everything we can to help our students, those with IEPs, those without. And we want to be able to use every tool available within Rockford, within North, within our classrooms, and out there in the real world to make sure our students are successful and that they succeed in and out of our classrooms. What we have to offer now for our students with those accommodations or just reading in general, we obviously have our classroom libraries and our library here at North. But for our readers who are struggling, we tend to lower the reading ability of the books that we have for them to meet the students' levels. A problem with this, though, is that they miss out of the connection of regularly read books that their peers are reading at the grade level ability. I myself will go to KDL. I will go to KDL to get the Playaway packs that I'll show you in a minute that they have available. Some of the problems with those, though, that not all the required genres for ELA can be found at KDL, and also they only have a select few at the time that we need them. Most kids will finish a book during 2nd or 3rd hour, and they want a book right away to replace it. So in order to get that, the Playaways at the KDL, even though they are helpful at times, they don't always have the ones we need. North Rockford Library does have books on CD, audiobooks, but the problem with that, our one-to-one devices don't have a CD drive. So we don't offer the drive for students. We don't give them the ability to listen to those with what they have. Honestly, it's really hard to find actual CD players now, portable CD players. And a lot of time, the titles that we do have on audiobooks, they're just older titles. Again, we're not going to replace them if they're not being used type of thing. There are certain apps that could be used on our computers, but that would mean that anytime the student wants to listen to an audiobook, they would have to have their computer with them. So on the bus, it would have to be out. We don't want that. So that's why we're kind of going with the Playaway direction. A statement that...
Greg Terry and Layla